चल।
Good morning, students. Today we will discuss another group of drugs of psychopharmacology, that is the anti-anxiety drugs. These are very widely used drug uh, and it is prescribed in different conditions excluding anxiety also. Now let us start with its aim. These are aim to control the symptoms of anxiety, producing a restful state of mind without interfering with normal mental or physical function. That is, whenever this drug is used, the normal activity of patient is not disturbed, mental as well as physical. Now, how can you explain anxiety? It is sometimes very difficult. So, anxiety can be explained as an emotional state, unpleasant in nature, associated with uneasiness, discomfort, and concern of fear about some defined or undefined future threat. That is, patient will complain that in future he or she may have this type of threat or that type of threat. So these are the common symptoms by which you can explain anxiety. Now, the drug, we are concerned with the drugs. There are a large number of drugs. Let us discuss the classification of this anti-anxiety drugs. The first group is the benzodiazepines. This is a very big group of drugs. We will discuss it separately, but some benzodiazepines are specific for as a useful as anti-anxiety. So the drugs in this group are diazepam, chlordiazepoxide, oxazepam, lorazepam, and alprazolam. These are the few specific benzodiazepines which can be useful in different forms of anxiety. But in addition to it, there are large number of benzodiazepines. We will discuss it, as I said, later on. The second group is azapirons. The drugs are buspirone, zepiron, ispapiron. Sedative antihistaminics drug is hydroxyzine, and some beta blockers, non-selective beta blockers, are also useful in some form of anxiety. The most common drug is the propranolol. Some members have slow action, relieve anxiety at low doses. They are more selective for limbic system and have proven clinically better in both anxiety and stress. They are presently one of the most widely used class of drugs. As I said, very widely used drugs in number of clinical conditions. Mechanism of action: they act primarily by facilitating inhibitory GABAergic transmission, but additional mechanisms of action have been also suggested. Side effects that occur in their use to relieve anxiety: the effects may be sedation, lightheadedness, psychomotor and cognitive impairment, vertigo, confusional state, especially in elderly, increased appetite, weight gain, alterations of sexual functions, rashes are uncommon. The major constraint in their long-term use for anxiety disorder is their potential to produce dependence. This causes the limitation of its use. Now let us discuss the individual drug, very short. Chlordiazepoxide, it produces a smooth, long-term lasting effect. Diazepam, which is the most common drug which is used as an anti-anxiety drug, it is quickly absorbed, preferred in acute panic state and anxiety associated with organic disease. That is, patient is suffering from other disease that results in anxiety, and in those conditions diazepam is useful to combat anxiety. Then oxazepam, it is slowly absorbed, its half-life is about 10 hours, preferred in elderly and those with liver disease. Lorazepam, it has slow absorption, has a relatively shorter half-life, again about 10 to 20 hours, has been preferred for short-lived anxiety states, obsessive compulsive neurosis and tension syndrome, as well as psychosomatic diseases. Alprazolam, it has got high potency, it is a high potency anxiolytic benzodiazepine. In addition, it has some mood elevating action. This is important. It has got mood elevating action in mild depression. So in particularly it is useful in anxiety associated with depression. Buspirone, this is a entirely separate group of drug. The first buspirone is the first azapirone, a new class of anti-anxiety drug distinctly different from benzodiazepines. It does not produce significant sedation or cognitive or functional impairment, does not interact with benzodiazepine receptor or modify GABAergic transmission, it does not produce tolerance or physical dependence, it does not suppress benzodiazepine or barbiturate with withdrawal symptom, has no muscle relaxant or anticonvulsant activity. Relatively mild to moderate general anxiety, this is useful. The therapeutic effect develops slowly, maximum benefit may be delayed up to 2 weeks. The mechanism of anxiolytic action is not clearly known, but definitely but may be dependent on its selective partial agonistic action of 5-HT1A receptor. It is rapidly absorbed, undergoes extensive first pass metabolism. Side effects are minor, like dizziness, nausea, headache, lightheadedness, rarely excitement. Now the beta blockers. These are again another entirely separate drugs. These beta blockers are basically useful as an antihypertensive drugs, but these non-selective beta blockers, many symptoms of anxiety like palpitation, rise in BP, shaking, tremor, gastrointestinal herring, etc. are due to sympathetic overactivity, and these symptoms reinforce anxiety. And propranolol and other non-selective beta blockers help anxious patients troubled by these symptoms by cutting the vicious cycle and provide symptomatic relief. Remember, it produces only the symptomatic relief of these symptoms, that is palpitation, rise in BP, shaking, tremor, gastrointestinal herring, these symptoms. They do not affect psychological symptoms such as worry, tension, fear. These are not at all can be treated with beta blockers, but are valuable in acute stressful situation like examination fear. The students appearing in examination usually excited with sympathetic overactivity, where these symptoms are there, they are benefited, and unaccustomed public appearance. In those conditions also, this is useful. In treatment of anxiety, first we should calculate the dose. For calculating dose, the trial and error method is applied with titration of dose with the symptoms, and minimum dose is calculated, and once minimum dose is calculated, half to 2/3 of the initial of the total dose should be given at bedtime to have a good night's sleep, so that patient is very much fresh in daytime. The daytime dose is divided, and they are required to avoid high peaks in daytime, and there is no excessive effect of anti-anxiety drugs. Patient with hypertension, peptic ulcer, ulcerative colitis, irritable bowel, gastroesophageal reflux, thyrotoxicosis, angina pectoris are often given low dose of benzodiazepine in addition to specific therapy. So there are large number of conditions, as I discussed, where the clinicians are using small doses of benzodiazepine in addition to specific therapy. Though anxiety may not be a prominent manifestation, the idea behind using these drugs is that most of the disease are said to be the psychosomatic disorder. That is, if we can control the psyche, the somatic disorder is very well controlled with specific drugs. So anti-anxiety drugs are used, as I said, in large number of other conditions like in hypertension, peptic ulcer, ulcerative colitis, irritable bowel, gastroesophageal reflux, thyrotoxicosis, angina pectoris, where for all these conditions individual drugs are available for that condition. So in addition to individual drug, benzodiazepine is added in addition to enhance the efficacy of the drug. This finishes our anti-anxiety drug. Thank you.